I feel like right now is definitely like an integral part of like shaping our business for the future. And I know that the followers are spending more time online right now, so I wanted to be providing value for when this all passes.
Hi, welcome to the Realtors Conspiracy Podcast. I'm here today with Sarah Donnelly from Remax Escarpments.
Hi, thank you for having me on today, Maude. I'm
Yeah.
really to chat with you today.
Thanks for joining online. So tell us about your business. How long have you been a realtor? What's your background?
Yeah, so I am a realtor with Remax Escarpment in Burlington. I primarily serve the Halton, Hamilton area and surrounding areas. And I've been licensed for 3 years now. This is my third year in real estate, but I've been in the real estate industry for about 5.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And what do you like about it? Why did you choose real estate?
So, well, for one, I love interacting with new people all the time, and I love networking face to face with a lot of clients, which nowadays has been a little bit different with COVID-19. But the first reason why I got into real estate was actually a LinkedIn message that I got when I was in university.
No way.
So, yeah, so I think I was in my second year of university, and I got a message on LinkedIn. It was one of my business classes, and we were told to make a profile on LinkedIn, got professional headshots and all of that.
Nice.
And we were told this is like your online resume. This is where future employers are going to find you. And I think I was 19 at the time, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do in my future, but I knew it had to do with business and maybe an entrepreneur of some sort. But yeah, that same week that I made my LinkedIn profile, I got a random message, which was from a real estate broker. And it was kind of just along the lines of like, hey, like I just came across your profile, thought that you had some good qualifications and was wondering if you have considered a career in real estate.
No way. That's cool.
Yeah, and I mean, looking back to it now is probably like kind of a headhunting type of message, but it kind of was always in the back of my mind from that point forward.
Okay.
And yeah, as soon as I graduated, I actually started writing my real estate license and have never looked back.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's a cool story. What do you love about real estate? Why did you stay so many years?
So what I love about real estate is definitely that it is different every single day. You can kind of make it your own and make it unique and different with like different branding. And I love that side of it. That is my background. It's in marketing and branding.
Okay.
So I love the interaction with clients. I love homes. I just really like that you can really make it your own, and you get to network with a lot of new people and see different faces all the time. And of course, help people through like the biggest transaction they'll ever make in their life.
Very cool. So let's talk about your branding. You said that's your background. Your branding is very clean, phenomenal, good. Your social media presence is very good, well done. So tell us about your background there and how do you maintain it?
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, so actually before I was licensed in real estate, I started with a website, and I had my social media all ready for the time that I was going to be licensed. And I started kind of like writing some blog posts. I felt like an authority online was kind of important with starting in real estate, and especially being young. At the time I was 23. So I wanted some sort of a background. I know for me, when I go to a new business or when I go shopping, I always Google them or I go online to see what they're all about. So I wanted to have sort of like a background, a presence online before I was licensed.
Yes.
So I just began like pushing out content that was kind of curated and looked nice to the eye, that people wanted to look at, but as well very informative.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
Yeah.
So do you design it yourself? Do you maintain it yourself still?
Yes, I do. I still do it all on my own, mostly through like either Photoshop or Canva, which is like super friendly, user friendly for anybody at any level of like for technology. And yeah, I do it all myself. I kind of have like a theme going on, which I keep up on there just to make it all look curated. And yeah, it definitely takes a lot of time, but I find having like a good social media presence is really important in this industry.
Yeah. How did it help your business so far? What have you seen in terms of results or outcomes?
I think social media has definitely allowed me to connect with a lot of new people.
Hmm.
Um, my market right now is a lot of first-time home buyers and people that are young and just getting into the market. So I feel like that is kind of where they go to find information.
Yeah.
So I think that me being a resource to them has really helped. Maybe if they're just starting to think about real estate, they'll go onto Instagram and be like, oh, I remember Sarah made that post a couple weeks ago about how to get started in real estate or how to save for a down payment,
Yeah.
things like that. And I think just really becoming an online resource for people like that has helped me. And people will trust my resources. And the goal is kind of to be like the industry expert. And when people think of real estate, to think of me. So I just want to like remain relevant and consistent online.
Nice. Very cool. And now let's talk about COVID and the whole situation with social distancing. How do you, like you
Yeah,
said, you love dealing with people, but how do you deal with
right.
virtually now?
Yeah, so that has definitely been an adjustment. My days used to look like meeting with maybe like 2 to 5 people per day.
Yeah.
And now that has definitely been minimized, which is great that we have technology now because phone calls have and FaceTime calls and Zoom calls have definitely stepped up. And it's really going to be changing like the way that consumers shop in general. But just that face-to-face interaction is what I've been missing the most right now.
Yeah.
But to be able to continue my business online has been great. And as much as I can, in the past couple years at least, I've also always tried to be paperless anyways and have my business online.
Nice.
So it's really helped me be able to adapt to that and move my office home instead of at the office. And I can kind of be remote anywhere with my online files and all of that. So the biggest adjustment definitely has been like the face-to-face connection with clients,
Yes.
but being able to use technology has really helped with that.
What would you say would be like things that you're doing differently now while the COVID situation is happening and things you'll be doing different after that you see?
Yeah, that's a great question. I feel like right now is definitely like an integral part of like shaping our business for the future. Um, I think a lot of businesses are going to be really different after this whole pandemic is kind of over. I think there's going to be a lot of adjustments to be made. And I think turning towards online platforms for a lot of things are going to be the new norm. And you're going to have to always go see the home before you buy it. You're not going to buy it without physically seeing it. But I think definitely a lot of our industry is going to turn to online, and it's going to remain really important to have that online presence and to be able to push all your information out online. And things like, for example, in the mortgage industry, a lot of mortgage agents, they don't view their clients face to face. They're able to do everything online to qualify them and all of that. So going forward, I think like consultations and stuff should still be in person, but I think we now know that a lot of things can just be done online, which is, it will change the industry a little bit in the future, but adapting to those changes are going to stay important.
Tell us, how are you adapting your social media presence online right now?
So I had to really think about how I wanted to show up online. I wanted to make sure that I was still available and still a resource online, but it's not a time to be advertising services and trying to get new clients in a salesy way. I wanted to be able to show up in a way that I'm here if you need help, and I'm still here to answer your questions,
Mhm.
and offering support and still providing that helpful information. Um, and I know that the followers are spending more time online right now, so I wanted to be providing value for when this all passes and when people are able to buy homes and sell homes.
Yeah.
And it could be a good time to brush up on their education on what it looks like to buy and sell.
Yeah, and prepare for it. Prepare your house for sale, prepare your budget for buying. So,
Exactly, yeah. So
right,
it can be a good time to brush up on those skills.
very cool. If you
Yeah.
think of your career so far, what would you say the best advice you got for your business?
I think it's to be authentic and to be yourself. In real estate, you kind of see a real estate agent as like, oh, they're like a salesperson. I kind of see myself as more like a consultant. Like, I don't push people to go buy a house. I'm not like, oh, here's a house. It's a great deal. You should buy 3. It's like, you kind of want them to, you put yourself in their shoes, and you want to just remain honest and genuine in your approach to selling. And I think the most important skill in real estate is your people skills and being able to be somebody that somebody trusts.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely something to keep up and keep going forward, no matter what kind of a time we're in real estate. I think the genuine connection in real estate is so important.
Yeah, very cool. I love that. What would you say you're most grateful for so far in your career?
I'm very grateful for a lot of the connections I've made in real estate. I think in this industry, when it's so competitive, you think you have to compete with everyone, but I think I see it more of like a collaboration, and I've met a lot of people who are around my age in real estate, and I love being able to like share skills and bounce ideas off of each other.
Yeah.
And we all just want each other to grow. At the end of the day, I think there's enough business to go around. So
there's enough business for everyone.
Yeah, yeah. So I definitely have loved the connections I've made in this business.
Nice.
And yeah.
Very cool. What would you give for advice to a new realtor starting up? What would you say to them?
New realtor starting out. I would definitely, you have to stick it out for a while before you see the return on it. It's a lot of work. Some people might see real estate as like a glamorous job. You get to go see beautiful homes, and you get to dress up nicely when you go to meet clients. But it's not as easy as that. Like, there's a lot of behind the scenes in building your business that can be quite expensive. Like, the branding side of it can be expensive, and building your business can take a lot of time. So I think when you're starting out, you just need to remain consistent, and don't be afraid to ask for help. There's a lot of people who are willing to share advice and tips. And I think joining a brokerage that has that support is really helpful too. But mainly just expanding on your network and being authentic in yourself, and clients will come to you when they trust you. And I think that really comes with being yourself.
Very cool. Thank you. I love that.
No problem.
What are you doing now during COVID to keep sane and keep your head on your shoulders?
I'm like a very routine person. So like, I like in real estate, you don't really get to have that routine all the time because every day is so different. So my mornings have consisted of being the same. Like, usually I like to wake up early and go to the gym, start my day with a coffee. So I've kept that up. Mind you, the gym's not open, but I wanted to keep my routine as similar as possible, just so I can keep up that structure.
Yes.
And a lot of it is going to be like just doing things to make sure my business can go forward in the future once this kind of ends.
Yes.
And making sure that I have systems in place, and whether that be brushing up on my mailing list or my CRM, or things like having my marketing materials already and branded and new for when things start moving a little bit quickly. So yeah, I think it's just being ready for like the next step.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Glad to hear. So tell us, where do we find you? What's your info or your hashtag? And
yeah, so on Instagram, I am Sarah Sold It.
okay.
And I also update my website blog quite often. So my website's www.sarah-donnelly.com. And I'm also on Facebook, mostly present on Instagram the most. So that's where you'll find a lot of good information.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing all of this.
No problem. Thank you for having me on.